World Breastfeeding Week was the first week of August, so I missed the week. But I want to tell you why breastfeeding is a great choice. We're going to meet a mom who is breastfeeding and going back to work and making it happen. Plus, why is chocolate milk in the news lately? Get my take on why chocolate milk is a great choice. I'm Sarah Krieger. I'm a registered dietitian. Welcome to Sarah RD TV, Episode 2. This episode is sponsored by the American Dietetic Association. Where else can you find information about both breastfeeding and chocolate milk? Visit www.eatright.org. In the United States, about 75% of new moms initiate breastfeeding right after the baby is born. This is fantastic news. But unfortunately, the rates of breastfeeding decrease as the child turns a year, and it's less than a quarter of moms that are still breastfeeding. So let's first talk about the benefits to the baby. A lot of babies, a lot of infants will have respiratory, tummy, skin, and ear infections in the first year. Breastfed infants are less likely to have those infections. The long-term benefits to the infant that carries over into childhood and adulthood is a decreased risk of type 1 and type 2 diabetes, decreased risk of asthma, and a decreased risk of developing leukemia. Now that leukemia research came out after I had nursed my first son about 8 years ago, and first I didn't believe it, but it's really a strong connection between breastfeeding and decreasing the risk of leukemia. This is amazing. So what a mom can do for her child can benefit later on in life. Let's talk about the benefits to the mother. First of all, there is a decreased risk of breast cancer, and there's so much research with breast cancer, but the breastfeeding link isn't always discussed. So what a great thing that you can do for yourself to prevent breast cancer later on in life if you nurse for about a year. There's also a decreased risk of diabetes, and if you did have gestational diabetes and you have a diabetes risk in your family, what an awesome thing that you can do for yourself to decrease that risk later on in life for you. Let's now meet a mom who is currently breastfeeding her second child. She nursed her first child for about 14 months and was working. She's about ready to go back to work after the second one. Let's see how she's doing. Your life is pretty tricky because you have a 2-year-old, you're a busy mom, you're going to be going back to work pretty soon. What's it like to breastfeed?
Honestly, that's the easiest part of all of it. I don't have to worry about having space for formula or bottles, preparing a bottle when she's screaming because she's hungry and I've been busy with her sister. You know, it's always here, it's always ready, it's always the right temperature. In the middle of the night, you don't have to be fully awake. It really is the absolute easiest part. A lot of people ask, well, what are you going to do when you go back to work? And honestly, I'm just going to pump. So what I can do right now is just pump once or twice a day to start building up a supply in the freezer. And when I go to work, you know, the night before or that morning, pop it in the fridge, let it thaw out, and whoever is going to be caring for her, whether it's my husband or anybody, all they have to do is warm it up and it's ready to go. So, very, very easy.
How long have you thought about how long you're going to be doing this?
Well, it's my second time. I nursed her older sister for 14 months, and I would like to go at least 14 months again. You know, that kind of depends on how our relationship is and how long she wants to nurse and I want to continue.
So what do you eat when you breastfeed?
I basically eat the same foods that I ate when I was pregnant. I go for lots of fluids. At least 3 servings of low-fat or non-fat dairy per day. Lots of fruits and vegetables. Lean protein, whole grains. And these all help me get back to my pre-pregnancy weight faster while breastfeeding. Gives me the energy that I need to run after the kids. Also, too, if the kids want to share with me, which tends to be their new thing, then I don't feel guilty about what they're having for a snack.
Wow, what an amazing mom. She is nursing her child for her second child, and she nursed her first one for 14 months and is going back to work and making it happen. You can too. Unfortunately, there are some reasons that moms do not breastfeed for a full year, and the #1 reason is lack of support from their family and friends. So if that's the case, I have 3 solutions for new moms. If they would love to breastfeed and go for the full year, you can go first to your hospital that you gave birth or a birthing center, and they have both lactation services, and sometimes they'll have lactation consultants come to the home and really work with you to make it work the best that you can. And the second is that they have support groups, which is what I did after I had my firstborn 8 years ago, and I'm still friends with a lot of those moms. The second thing is hang around moms that are breastfeeding. If you develop great friendships with similar moms that have similar goals, breastfeeding for a year, you'd be amazed how quickly that year goes by, and it's a great one. The third thing, if you don't have either of those 2 services in your area, you can go online to find a great breastfeeding chat room. Develop friendships with other moms who are going through it as well. For show notes, please go to Sarah RD TV. So we know that infants require breast milk for the first year of life. Is it possible for them to go from breast milk to cow's milk? Let's learn a little bit more about why milk is so important to us. Chocolate milk has been getting such a bad reputation in schools lately. So many news reports and stories saying, well, should we keep chocolate milk in or out of the schools? Is it contributing to childhood obesity? So I would like to give you some of the facts about chocolate milk and have you make your own educated decision. The first thing about just milk in general, whether it's chocolate, strawberry, vanilla, or plain, is that all of them contain the same key nutrients: calcium, vitamin D, phosphorus, protein, B vitamins, and there really isn't another food that contains that amount of variety of nutrients. And part of the U.S. dietary guidelines is that a lot of Americans are lacking those nutrients. So if a child is not drinking milk, where are they getting their calcium, vitamin D, and potassium? It's not in a fruit drink, I'll tell you that. So if you're taking chocolate milk out of the school, is the child going to be drinking white milk? That would be great. But let's just make some good decisions based on the facts about milk. And it all starts with the food label. So if you look on the white milk food label, you want to see that 12 grams of sugar is listed, and you all are so smart. You know that that 12 grams is not from table sugar, but it's from lactose, which is just the natural milk sugar occurring in milk. So this is 12 grams in 1 serving, which is 8 ounces, or 1 cup, or half a pint, which is what a child would get in the school. And then if you have sugar added from the chocolate syrup, then it goes up to 30 grams of total sugar, minus your 12 grams from the lactose, and that gives you 72 additional calories from sugar. Now if you make your own chocolate milk at home, or if you send your child's milk to school and you offer less of the chocolate flavoring, then you can go down to approximately 20 grams of sugar if you're using about 2 tablespoons of the powdered chocolate flavor, and that will give you about 80 additional calories. So the question is, how much sugar is appropriate for my child? 0 or 100%? It's actually about 10%. If you can get 10% of your child's calories coming from added sugar or less, that is healthy. What does that look like? Well, if you have a younger child, about age 4 or 5, about 120 calories or 30 grams of added sugar a day is considered appropriate. Then you have your adolescent boys who would be requiring the most calories, and they can afford up to about 300 calories or 75 grams of added sugar a day. So I think if you were to make your choice, if you go with chocolate milk and that gives you only 72 calories of added sugar, it absolutely fits into a very healthy, well-balanced diet. And if your child is not drinking the chocolate milk, I know they're not just drinking the fruit drinks instead, which offers 0 nutrition. So make your informed choice, and if chocolate milk is the dessert for their lunch, I think it's a fantastic one. So enjoy your milk, and you can drink it too. Or if adults want to drink it with coffee, I think that's a great way to get in your calcium as well. I'm Sarah Krieger. Please go to Sarah RD TV if you have any questions or comments.